Hello, this is Mr. Huff, and we are going to go through some assembly ideas for making the Automoblox car. Notice how when I turn this wheel, all four wheels also turn. Also, everything is fully constrained. The parts are not movable other than the wheels. The only thing that moves on this drawing is, or this assembly, is the wheel. So first we're going to start with the standard assembly. And you could place, make sure you're using place, not content center, but you can place stock parts and your custom parts that you've made. So if you've made a custom part, I would like you to use it in this. So all of the stock parts begin with an A dash, and we're going to place you have a front and the passenger section and the bed. That's the three pieces we're going to put together to make the body. And then we'll add the windshield. We're going to start with the passenger section, and you just find it and place it. Ooh, I really don't like how that is, so we're going to click. I believe I rotate some stuff around here to make it where it's arranged properly. So, trying again. To speed this up, what I would suggest is place the part. And if it's not what you want, then go somewhere else and place it again and rotate it and just put a bunch of parts out until you get the view you want, and then delete the ones you don't need. So I'm deleting this part and this part. So, first thing you do when you place your first part is you right click, choose grounded, and make that grounded. Oh, I'm changing the visual style. We want to see the edges here. So I changed the visual style, but it's real important to ground this first part. Now that we've got the passenger base placed, oh, look at the tag. I was pointing at that. Okay, so now that I've got the base there, we need to add the front, and I'm going to use the rotate. And now that I mess with the rotation on the first one, I know to use rotation and X. That makes my job faster. Then we need to put the bed right here. And I'm also going to rotate 90 degrees in X 3 times to get it oriented properly. Alright, now we're going to use a combination of mate and flush to put these 3 pieces together. So we're mating the front face here to the back of the front portion of the car. You have to apply first. Now we're going to use some flush constraints. The front piece is curved, so it's better to use the bottom of the car. And now we're going to flush the sides. At this point, the front should be fully constrained to the passenger base. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Remember, when you're working with assemblies, save frequently, because there are some things you can do that will crash in Venner and you lose any work. So now we're going to do the same thing to the back one, or the bed to the passenger base. There are some other pieces that go in between the passenger base and the body However, the stock parts are not properly dimensioned, so I decided to omit those and make your lives easier. So now we have an assembled body. We just need to add the windshield. And my computer flakes out here. Alright. Again, you can use rotation to place the windshield. And in this case, it's pointing in the wrong direction, so we're going to rotate that in the Z-axis a couple of times. You could also do this with free rotate. It might be faster in that case. So now we need to mate the bottom of the windshield into the hole in the passenger space here. And then the bottom of the windshield to the top of the passenger base. So we're going to use the mate function. On this one it has little thin edges right here. So let's zoom in on that. And you want to get this flat face right here. And then we're going to mate that face to the inside of the passenger base, if I can ever get this zoom to work. Rotate it a little bit. Center click on a mouse is real important here. So now we've got that constrained. There's also a little tooth on the front of this windshield, so we're going to use that. If you don't have that on your custom windshield, don't worry about it, just match the faces appropriately. So we're going to zoom in really close to this face. It's the leading edge of that bottom portion of the windshield. And we're going to mate that to the front of that hole. And now we've got that windshield where it's lined up with the hole perfectly. And the only thing left to do is attach the windshield to the body. Right now you can lift it straight up and down. That's not what we want. It needs to be fully constrained. So we're going to choose the top of the body and zoom in on the bottom edge of the windshield and then click apply. Now it's attached and you can't drag it around. So when you're done, you should be able to pick on any part and drag it around and it won't move. That's how you know it's fully constrained. So that's the basics of assembling the body and the windshield.